Have you ever heard about Pixar? Like the company that was founded by Glenn Love, Steve Jobs, and they were like responsible for a lot of movies from our childhood, like Brave, Ratatouille, Up, Nemo, The Incredibles, Toy Story, Wall-E, Monsters Inc. But did you know that all of these movies are actually in the same universe, like just happening in different time events? Well, they are all they are all connected. At least that's what the Pixar theory says. And to start it, it all starts with the movie Brave. This girl discovers like a magic that accidentally turns her mother into a bear, and this magic comes from a weird witch that lives on the forest. This witch has the ability to transform animals and objects into like living things that behave like humans. And she also disappears every time she enters a door. Keep this information in mind because it will be really important in the future. So, with the passage of the years, the objects and animals evolved, and this began a conflict for power between the animals, the objects, and the humans. The animal part of the story you can see in three Pixar movies: Ratatouille, Up, and Finding Nemo. In Ratatouille, the main character, Remy, he starts to behave like a human. Like he wants to cook, he reads books, he washes his hands, and by the end, he had made one enemy that knew about this information, Master Skinner. And what do you think he did with this? Well, it's safe to say that the antagonist of the movie Up, Charles Muntz, heard about this humor, and then he created like an army with his dogs and translator collars. But in the end, this guy dies, and his dogs run free. We don't know exactly what happened to them, but we do know that the animals in overall are becoming more and more intelligent, and that creates like a conflict with the humans. You can see like an example of this war in the movie Finding Nemo, where the man is treated as the bad guy. They pollute the oceans, they capture the fishes, and by that a lot of animals they like united themselves and go after Nemo that was kidnapped by a man. Here you can also see how the animals are evolving. Like they live in society, they go to schools, and even are some that can read, like Dory, that Sydney thing. Okay, but for the animal part of the story, that's all we have to know. When it comes to the objects like machines, robots, it always starts in The Incredibles. Here there is a super villain called Buddy that he creates an artificial intelligence to kill all of the superheroes from Earth. He managed to do that, but in the end, these robots, this artificial intelligence, turns against him and kill him. And after that, they just start to kill like innocent people. But why do they do that? Why do they rebel against the humans? Well, the answer is in Toy Story. Here you can see the humans like playing using the toys that clearly has emotions and feelings, and after that they just throw them away in the trash. They discard them, like here. And you can see examples of the toys being unhappy about this in the three of Toy Story movies. In the first one, they just attack Sid. In the second, Jess is mad at her owner for abandoning her. In the last one, this crazy purple bear just wants to get rid of all humans. So the toys, the machines are clearly unsatisfied with the status quo. So they rebel against the humans. And they do so using one company that satisfies every human need. B&L, Bar and Large. This company, you can see like this logo in every Pixar movie, like an Easter egg. So with this revolution comes great pollution, as hinted in Up. So the animals rise up against the machines, and consequently the humans, to try to stop this deprecation, but they lose. And by this point, there are just the humans and the machines on Earth. Maybe some insects too, but we'll get to that later. So it gets to a point where the Earth is so uninhabitable by the humans that they need to go to space to live there to try to find new planets. So the machines create like this spaceship like Noah's Ark, and you can see the logo of the company here. And there, the humans are being treated as toys by the machines, like, because that's how they were treated before. they are taking like a taste of their own medicine. But back in Earth, one thing was still alive. Wally, the last machine live on Earth. And he was the one that managed to bring the humans back to Earth, and along with them, the last plant alive. And you can see in the credit scenes of Wally that they plant this tree, and this tree grow up to become the tree from A Bug's Life, another movie. That explains why there are no humans in this movie. They just came back to Earth and there are a few of them. And we don't know that some insects survived on Earth, like the cockroach from Wall-E. And then in this movie is where we can see the animals most evolved. Like they have cities like New York, they have cars, they have circles, like a lot of human institutes. So the animals, the machines and the humans manage to live in harmony between them, and then eventually they breed between them. And what is the result of that? And a handful of radiation for centuries. Well, the monsters. The monsters look like mutated animals and they live like humans. Like they go to schools, to college, to jobs, they drive cars, but they are facing a major problem, which is lack of energy, because they depend on the humans to get this energy from them. And what do? To prevent them from becoming extinct, they create doors that travel back in time to an age where the humans were most prominent, to the peak of human civilization. So they are traveling back in time to harvest this energy. But there is one missing piece in this puzzle, a key character that ties this theory all together, which is Boo. What do you think happened to her? She had seen everything taking place in future, where Kitty was able to talk, and she became obsessed with finding Sully and why the animals on her time weren't quite as smart as the one they had seen in the future. So she starts to seek for an answer, and she remembers that the doors were the key to how she finds Sully in the first place. So she eventually becomes the witch from Brave. She figures out that the monsters were actually from the future, and she discovered how to travel back in time. And when she did so, she went back to the age of Brave, where the source for time traveling energy was most abundant. And another deep hint for this is in the movie Brave. You can see that Sully is drawn or carved in a wood piece inside the witch's cave. And also you can see the pizza planet here in wood, which only makes sense if she had seen one before. But does Boo ever find Sully again? That we cannot be sure. But this love for her, this irrational love between two completely different individuals, that shows that love isn't about appearance or age or beliefs, is what ties this whole universe of Pixar together. Well, that's what the Pixar theory says. I know it may sound a little complicated and complex at first, and I needed to summarize in 10 minutes, but I hope the next time you go watch a Pixar movie, you watch it with a kid's heart and a mind of an adult. Thank you.